Did I see Beth Roberts' name in the chat?
You ain't from the hood. You ain't never got put on. You ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to say blood ain't from the hood. Hell no. You ain't never got put on. You ain't from the hood. Oh, I live in the hood, ass nigga. Never got put on. Always claiming the hood though. Oh, you fucking with the homegirl, but don't come to the hood with none of your damn homeboys. They don't get a pass. Had the little homies press they ass for your tattoos. Hey, your mama waking up to some bad news. The plug saying groove, I'm a dime. I was long in the race, skinny nigga with the braid. Took a 2-man fade. I'm really from the hood. I took a fucking break to get my money right, but I was banging on the plane in the meeting with Jermaine. They like, poet, oh you bang? They forgot where I came from. I was gang banging when it wasn't fun. Homie doing life right now, cause we don't play from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So, you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell no. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. And that goes for these hoes too. Start fucking on niggas and throwing these niggas hood up. Ha, little dot dot. Heard you gave a homie head in the trap spot. Got a throwaway in the stash spot. Boy, you not real, like a Sasquatch. Boy, I'm so high, I'm seeing astronauts. Boy, I ball hard, I need a mascot. Oh, and Swahili, I'm a Damu. My little cousin making Paru. My nigga Uzi, he from Five Deuce. Pad blows, I be hanging with some real whoops. Gang signs out the window when we drive coupes. Making money with some crips like it's 92. Banging on tracks, banging on tracks. Back in my days, it was banging on. You ain't from the hood.
My boy Sergeant Mode in the house.
You ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So, you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell no. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood.
Fuck Chris Brown, nigga. Pull up in the hood right now, nigga. Catch a fade, nigga. Fuck, nigga. Frogs.
You ain't from the hood.
They ain't from the hood. What's up? First of all, I got to give a shout out to all the people that make this show happen, to make this show come to life, to make this show come on air. Shout out to Island Anderson. Good looking out on the donation, Island Anderson. Also, Joseph Spinello. Good looking out on the donation, Joseph Spinello. Diana Perella. Good looking out on the donation. Looks like our comments got erased on the safest school. The whole school got the whole show got erased, Diana. You know they hate on your black boy. Thank you for the donation, Sharon Goldman. Keep up kicking ass and exposing the commies and traitors. I will. That's my job. Also, shout out to Sergeant Mode up in the house. Sergeant Mode always sending a donation. You know what I'm saying? Also, Roger Bolin, long time. And Maisha Greenwood, a.k.a. Miss Black Barbie, always supporting. Also, Nicole, you miss me, Nicole. I really miss you too, Nicole. I really miss you. You got to know that song. It's probably the Temptations song. Play that song, Nicole. That's my dedication to you, Nicole. Also, Tom, what Tom at? Tom in the building. Tom been in the building the last two chats. Tom been up in here the last two chats. What Tom sleep? Wake your ass up, Tom. Wake your ass up, Tom. Somebody wake Tom up. Somebody call Tom and wake his ass up. Also, the executive producer, Beth Roberts. I saw Beth Roberts up in here. Slaphead, you know I was finna get you. Slaphead, you know you supposed to donate later on in the show when I get to doing the thing so I can put you in the joke. Slaphead, come on. You donated too early, Slaphead. Come on, you got to donate later on in the show. Slaphead want to get his in early. He said, fuck it. This like church. Let me go ahead and get my donation in for the service. Let me get mine in for the service. When the hell do you go to sleep giving us content around the clock? Hey, I don't go to sleep. Hey, matter of fact, Slaphead, I got something for you. I'm finna give you a test. Right? Matter of fact, Sergeant Mo sent me a video last night. It was crazy because when I was looking for some footage, right? I happened to run across a video saying black people or something want Trump back in office. And I just watched it. And then Sergeant Mo has sent me a video like, hey man, look at this, right? And I just saw that, right? So Slaphead, check this out. what I've been doing, Slaphead, it was gonna be a secret, but fuck it, I'm finna go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, do it, right? I've been gathering footage, right? This is why I've been doing Slaphead, you know what I'm saying, for November, right? So I probably hopefully releasing towards October, right? But I've been going on the street. Wait a minute for the donations. Oh, Vanessa, what's up with you, Vanessa? We miss you. Happy Saturday, Patriot. For your information, bought my first. Vanessa say, look. Vanessa say, enough with being this victim. I'm finna give me a equalizer. Come and take it if you want to. She finna get hers before they get to try to ban them. Huh? Vanessa, that is a very smart decision, Vanessa. As much as the shit going on right now and as bad as the country getting, Vanessa, because we finna go into recession. My next couple of videos is going to be about this recession, Vanessa. You know what I'm saying? But I want to give y'all, watch this, Vanessa Slaphead. I'm finna give y'all a sneak preview of my next evolution of comedy. And Vanessa, just because you gave me that donation, I'm finna go out and we finna make it happen today. So this is my next thing of comedy, right? I'm the only comedian in the world that do this. I know how to turn average people into comedians, right? So what I'm finna go do is I'm finna go interview people on the streets and get the exact point, you know what I'm saying, that I want to make, and make it skit instead of me saying the jokes, right? I'm going to regular talk, and I'm going to set the people up to tell the jokes, right? And then I'm going to have them, and this is not going to be my opinion. It's going to be the people's opinion, you know what I'm saying? Because the people share the same opinion I do, right? But I got to give people shirts and prizes and things like that. I got shirts made up and stuff like that. I'm probably finna give y'all a sneak preview today, right? Vanessa, matter of fact, Vanessa, what do you want me to ask the people on the street today, right? We're going to come back and do a show tomorrow, right? What do you want me to ask the people? Do you want it to be about gun violence? Do you want it to be about what is a woman? Because what is a woman come with abortions. Do you want it to be about crime? Do you want it to be about inflation? Vanessa, this people's choice. I'm finna go on the street and make a video today and give y'all a sneak preview of what I'm finna do for the people in November. Pick the topic, Vanessa. What you want to do? What you want to do, Vanessa? Where Beth Roberts at? I just saw her name up here. Where in the hell is Beth Roberts? What you want me to do, Vanessa? What you want me to hit the streets and do? We can do abortions. We can do women's rights. We can do transgender rights. We can do the police. We can do Black Lives Matter. We can do anything you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna set it up. As you know, I don't have nothing set up right now. Vanessa finna get set the topic up, right? And I'm finna go on the street and get it, right? Vanessa, so you know, I haven't even came up with a skit yet. I don't even know what the hell Vanessa finna say. Right? Where you at? I'm in the, Sergeant Moore, I read one more. What you want to do, Vanessa? You got to let us know so we can get on with this video right here. What you want me to do, Vanessa? What you want me to go on the street and do? Huh? I don't know what I'm going to do. I put a little sneak preview up in here, right? Because it's easy for me to do. I've been doing this in clubs, right? And I've been doing this for a long time, right? Now I'm able to do it with politics. And politics is way more important, right? So what I'm going to do is hopefully, I'm going to try to gather up a gang of montages, right? And I'm going to start letting that shit go like commercials right around November, you know what I'm saying, during the election, right? October, November, letting, you know, little clips go about abortions and Second Amendment and First Amendment, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Because, look, black people, I don't want to get into it because we finna get into this Joe Biden shit, but I got some shit I'm going to tell you on a different day. I got some shit. Inflation. Okay, I got you, Vanessa. I'm finna hit the streets and we're gonna talk to the niggas and the women about inflation. Right? I got you. We finna get on with this skit. I got you, Vanessa. Wait till tomorrow and I got you. I'm finna go make me some shirts, some free shirts, got some weed on it and niggas on it and shit like this. I'm finna give me a Trump 2024 hat today and wearing in the streets. I got a dude making me a Trump 2024 hat. It's gonna be called next. So we finna get into it. But let's get into this video. It's funny how Joe Biden lied right in your damn face. Like, I mean, they ought to have the fact checker bouncing ball right there when Joe Biden speaks, because Joe Biden must think America is fucking dumb, right? Or we don't know what's going on.
This is mad.
Right? Like we don't know what the hell is going on. He lied right in our face, right? And it's infuriating because if you know the truth, right, and you suffering from the circumstances, right, you know this nigga is lying, right? So for him to disrespect Americans or disrespect even somebody with common sense is very, very infuriating, right? Now, I went through Joe Biden's speech yesterday when he was talking about the inflation and how good the inflation was. I mean, how good the economy was and stuff like that. And I'm like, liar. You fucking liar. Right? You can fact everything a crackhead can fact check things Joe Biden say. Huh? A retard. I'm not a retard. Let me take that back. Nancy Pelosi. I instead of using retard, Nancy Pelosi can fact check Joe Biden. Hunter Biden can fact check Joe Biden in real life. You see I used a crackhead and a retard. I didn't want to say crackhead and retard, so I was gonna say Hunter Biden and Nancy Pelosi. Right? They can fact check. For Joe Biden to sit up here and lie in our damn face like we stupid is very disrespectful. Now let me get into it, and I found the fact check, his fact check, and unusual fact checks and lies. Let me get into it.
Bennett is the co-founder of what is described as a centrist think tank, Third Way. And he said, quote, if Trump had this economy, he'd be calling it the greatest ever. Yes, there's high inflation, but low unemployment and a booming stock market. So I think they, meaning the administration, need to be more aggressive about addressing the things people really care about and making sure people know what the Biden administration has achieved.
What people really care about, no, this nigga didn't, right? Inflation was never, Donald Trump would never call the greatest economy in the world if inflation was at 8%. If gas was at, $8, right? If we have we have millions of jobs not filled, right? And I'm going to get into the job situation a little later on because the job situation is going to get a whole lot worse, right? In San Francisco, yesterday, they just okayed the first autonomous car, right? Whatever the hell you call it, right? The taxis that drive by themselves. So now the Uber, who was that? James Touche? What's up, James? Good look out on the donation. Randy K in the house. Randy K, I told him about your story, Randy K. Randy K out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where that nigga, if you saw the nigga out there that shut up the hospital, Randy K take his kids to the dentist up there, right? And so it was very close to Randy. That nigga out there like a crackhead shooting up doctors and shit. Everybody think it was a white supremacist, and they found out it was a black doctor, right, shooting. I mean, it was a black doctor got shot by another black man. They cut the coverage off. They packed the truck and left. Like, wait a minute, that was a nigga shooting a nigga? You know what? Wrap the truck. Let's get the fuck up out of here. James Touche, they can't have niggas shooting niggas on TV and get coverage. That's not no news. Randy K, you can't get no coverage in your town when niggas shoot niggas. That's not no coverage. Tell him, hey James Touche, tell Randy K, you gonna get more coverage when somebody black gets shot by somebody white. You ain't gonna get no coverage right now. You know what I'm saying? Randy K, that's fucked up what happened in your country, but in your state. But we glad you are safe, right? We glad you are safe, Randy. We glad you didn't happen to go nowhere near that building that day. You know what I'm saying? But James Touche and Randy K, out of the blatant lies that this dude tell, right? Ain't no way in hell Donald Trump gonna call this the best economy in the world. Huh? It's even bad for millionaires and billionaires. Let's get into it. Good looking out on the donations, Randy and James Touche. Good looking out on the donations. Them my long time supporters and donations. Couldn't do this show. Look, this is real. I couldn't Yeah, Randy is one of the most important people to the show. Y'all know Randy is one of the most important people to the show, and James too is one of the most important as far as financial and keeping up with the support and keeping the channel alive. So James is a very important person, and Randy K behind the scenes is very important. So special shout out to them two people.
You.
So look, the problem isn't the Biden messaging. The problem is Biden's policies.
We had the greatest economy in the history of the world with virtually no inflation. We had no inflation.
Look, I believe he bungled this economic recovery. He inherited a better than expected recovery from 2020. There were trillions of dollars of stimulus.
Thank you for your dollars, M-Dub. Thank you for your stimulus, M-Dub. M-Dub send me a stimulus all the time, right? But M-Dub, Joe Biden has bundled the economy. It was like I don't know if you watch basketball, M-Dub, but it was like the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics the other day. The Boston Celtics gave the Warriors the game, right? But then the Warriors gave it fucking back. You know what I'm saying? They was up by fucking 15 in the fourth quarter. They had the game like Joe Biden was up. He was up. Joe Biden was winning. He had the vax. He had the hospitalization. He had everything. He had the ball. Or if you watch football, the nigga had the ball at the 1 yard line, right? Nobody around Joe Biden. The nigga get to celebrating and fumble the ball on the end zone, right? It's another nigga coming from 50 yards away, right? Joe Biden looking for the ball because he don't know where it's at, and it's right by his foot. Another nigga pick it up, M-Dub, and run 99 yards down the other motherfucker way and score a touchdown. This is how it is. Or you're playing basketball, M-Dub, and the Boston Celtics like came back and demolished that ass. So now you like the Warriors. You was winning. Now your ass is losing. And now you just losing. Your whole team is losing. And it's just so bad. We on this team and we can't get fucking traded. Huh? There's no way to say, you know what? I want to trade presidents right now. I don't like this team. There's no way we can be like an NBA player, an NFL player, like, we need a new contract. Or I want to trade teams. We can't demand no trade. We got to stick with us, this motherfucker. If we don't like the coach, we got to stick with the coach. Whatever his game plan, we can, look. I don't know if people play sports, but having Joe Biden as a president is like having a fucked up coach, right? A coach will draw you up a plan and give it to you. Like, man, this shit ain't going to work. This shit is not going to work. I'm not the coach. I'm a basketball player, football, but this play is not going to fucking work. Not finna run this play. That's how it is.
Life-saving vaccines and much of the regions finally reopening as a country should have been a very strong year.
He had everything. Donald Trump handed Joe Biden everything. Huh? The whole keys to the car. He fucked it up.
We had energy, we had cheap gasoline, we had cheap electricity, everything was so good. All they had to do is go to the beach and relax.
By writing the tax code, you got billionaires in this country making $700 billion during this crisis. $700 billion.
The best borders. Biden created the worst inflation in more than 50 years, and it's going to go much higher.
He's missed all 3 quarters of economic projection.
You see how he be getting up there? He missed all 3 quarters. We got the best job numbers in the history. We got the best recovery number in history. You would have a recovery number, the best recovery number coming out of in history, coming out of a damn pandemic, stupid. Huh? That's like saying you take a break from something, right? You take a break from something. Then you come back and say, well, I have more energy than I ever had before. That's because you took a break, stupid. You're going to come back better and bigger. Like that's like draining the water from a full cup to a half a cup, right? And then when the cup get full back up, like eventually it will, right? You want to take credit for the water in the cup instead of the cup that holds the water. I take credit for the water in the cup. I put the water back in the cup. No, the cup was going to be there. The water was going to be in the cup regardless. It was going to fill back up. Did you make the cup bigger? Huh? No, nigga, you put cracks in the cups. Now the cup is leaking. It's fit to fucking break. You came in and fucked up the cup. The cup is no longer runneth over because Joe Biden done fucked it up.
He's 1 million jobs short of his promises from the COVID stimulus.
Nobody making less than $400,000 will pay a penny more in tax under my proposal.
So that means James Touche and Vanessa finna get their ass taxed. You heard them? No one make under $400,000, right, will be taxed. So I'm safe. James Touche and Vanessa, y'all motherfuckers in trouble. Because if you see people ain't like this, you got to be making over $400,000. James Touche, especially Beth Roberts. Beth Roberts, they coming at your ass. James Touche, they coming at your ass. Vanessa, they coming at your ass. Tom, they especially coming at your ass. They gonna get your ass, Vanessa. James. Biden going after you. He don't like you. He gonna treat you. Joe Biden hate Vanessa and James Touche worse than they hate the motherfuckers who don't take the Trump juice. Vanessa and James and Beth Roberts and Tom, you are a triple threat. You a MAGA supporter, right? You don't like killing babies. You racist, and you make over $400,000. You are an enemy of the Democrats. They gonna hunt your ass down and dox you. Oh my God! I got enemies of the state on the damn computer. Joe Biden say he going after y'all. Be prepared, Vanessa.
Promise.
That's a guarantee, a promise. I give you my word.
Woo, he gonna go after your ass. He promised. He promised. That's a guarantee. He going after your ass. I'm safe, Vanessa. I'm safe, Beth Roberts. I'm safe, James. I'm safe, Tom. Y'all ain't safe. Y'all finna get taxed. He want 39% of your income. He gonna knock your ass to a $200,000 heir. He wanted 39%.
That's an absolute guarantee.
It's costing families more than $6,000 a year. That's bigger than any tax increase ever proposed.
You know, the wage increases or the inflation increases were so much last year. He gave back 3 years of real wage growth for most Americans.
Hell yeah. You and May, look, you thought you, I know I done gave it back, right? All the money I thought I was saving up the last 2 years, I done gave that shit right back. I thought I was winning. Like, yeah, I'm saving money and all kind of shit. The inflation and COVID and Wuhan and lockdowns and pandemics and oh shit. All the money I saved for the last 2 years is gone. That nigga is not lying. Nigga's savings is gone. Everybody's saving. If you broke, you thought you was gonna save some money, nigga. No, you're not saving no money. You gotta buy food. Food is up. Look, I went grocery shopping. I went grocery shopping last night. I was like, and food in California is cheaper, right? Then a lot of different places because a lot of California got farms and stuff like that, so they grow and it's not that far as far as travel expenses, right? So we still got food kind of cheap, but some of that shit is high as fuck. Especially meat. You be like, ooh, what kind of cow is this? This must have been a golden cow or some shit like this. There ain't no cow in the world gonna cost this much motherfucking money. You mean to tell me if 7 slices of bacon cost $15? Bitch, you out your mind. It's only 15 pieces of bacon up here. You want to charge me $25? You better take this bacon and shove it up this cow's ass. I'm not finna buy this bacon. But Joe Biden say the economy is doing great.
Let's talk about the economy.
Yes.
you are proposing several $1 trillion in new spending over the next decade for
$7 trillion. Where the fuck we gonna get $7 trillion from? I can project a lot of shit I ain't got. You know what? I'm gonna project $400,000 spending in the next year. I can project a lot of shit, but you gotta have some money where that shit gonna come from. You project spending on what? I don't know yet. What the fuck? You don't even have a plan on what you're going to spend the money on. You projecting to have a bill of $4 trillion. Yes. What are you going to do it on? Human infrastructure. Nigga, $4 trillion on human infrastructure and some other shit. This nigga always laying out a plan. Like I caught him on a couple of times in this video, right? And every time you notice some shit, right? And you notice something, you're going to start notice him saying it often in the future, right? One of Joe Biden quotes right now, his new quotes is, I laid out a plan. I laid out a plan for economics. I laid out a plan for childcare. I laid out a plan for dental. Look, I laid out a plan. I laid out a plan for this. This nigga always laying out plans, but he never talk about them, right? He'll lay them out, but he never go into detail. Look, I laid out a plan for the lower gas. Look, I laid out a plan to put food back on the shelf. Look, I laid out a plan for the baby milk. This nigga always laying out plans. Somebody need to lay your ass out.
economic relief, education, healthcare. How are you going to pay for that?
And his policies actually made the labor shortage or crisis worse.
A mistake, Madam Secretary, to downplay this inflation risk. Did that contribute to the problems we're all seeing right now?
Yes, right. Even this bitch had to tell the truth. Joe Biden lying. Even Janet Yellen like, you know what? I got to admit, I fucked up. I fucked up. Joe Biden like, I'm not saying I fucked up. The world is in great shape. The economy is booming. We're going better than China. Ain't no world doing better than us. All the countries is behind us in American technology, and the people have faith. This nigga said the people have faith in the country. Nigga, have you been reading the polls?
But there's every reason for the American people to feel confident that we'll meet these challenges.
Well, look, I think I was wrong then about the path that inflation would take.
So, look, I feel like, using a baseball analogy, President Biden began his presidency standing on third base, and he proudly stole second.
Because that nigga dumb like that nigga went backwards. He could have went home. He was on Trump, put his ass. Trump was at the bat when Biden was on first base, right? Then Trump hit the motherfucking ball and pushed Biden all the way hit with a double, put Biden on third. Biden could have went home. But instead, his dumb ass ran back to second. Huh? Even Janet Yellen like, look, I misunderstood inflation. Joe Biden like, inflation is a good fucking thing. Well, why you ain't listening to your motherfucking Secretary of Economics, nigga, whatever the fuck she is? Huh? Inflation is a great thing. This bitch on here like, nigga, no, it's not. Joe Biden even told his people, hey, bitch, stop correcting me. I want all you motherfuckers to stop correcting me. Whenever I talk about China, whenever I talk about Ukraine, don't come behind me and correct me. If I say a minor incursion, if motherfuckers a minor incursion, huh? If I say ultra MAGA, damn it is ultra MAGA. If I say a Vladimir price hike, damn it is a Vladimir price hike. You motherfuckers stop correcting me and making me look bad like I'm dumb as shit in the press conference. Well, President, you are dumb as shit. You read the teleprompter. Who said that? That was your wife, motherfucker.
Because of the enormous progress we've made on the economy, the Americans can tackle inflation.
Wait. He said, because of the enormous progress, Americans can tackle inflation. Nigga, why we gotta tackle it? Nigga, ain't that your job? You putting the responsibility on us. Now, since we done an incredible job, it's your responsibility to attack it. We done our job. You gotta tackle it. Nigga, what job have you done? What coaching? What play have you gave us? We done our job, nigga. It's time to do our job. Pay us.
A position of strength.
As I mentioned, there have been unanticipated and large shocks to the economy that have boosted energy and food prices and supply bottlenecks.
Stop pursuing the policies like major tax hikes on job creators and investors that have created a great deal of uncertainty, certainly, and had an impact on investment.
You think he was a Vladimir Putin puppet?
Yep. If anything bad about Donald Trump, I believe in it.
Oh, wait a minute. What about Joe Biden?
No. You see, I fuck with him.
You fuck with Joe Biden?
Yeah, he that nigga.
So inflate. Wait, so you fuck with Joe Biden? See, these are the type of things I finna start putting in the skit. Like I had this skit a long time ago. Like these some of the skits y'all probably ain't saw because I feel so long. I got lots of skits like this. This is when Maxine Waters happened to pop up. Remember that Maxine Waters and the homeless and shit like that? So you know this skit was a couple of months ago. But I got a couple of skits like this and a couple of videos like this I film on the street every time I got extra money. I can give somebody some shit, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm going to save some of these clips, but I'll probably start releasing some of them early, you know what I'm saying? Or start updating some of them and putting some of them in today's skit. Who knows? Who knows? But it's street comedy is a way to get black people to talk about politics without making them really feel on edge or feel agitated or really picking a side. So what I do is use comedy to get information. The only comedian can do it. You fuck with the inflation then?
Inflation.
You fucking with this war then?
The war?
You fucking with this gas thing? Because Joe Biden done all this.
Fact. They gave us a new name. They made a little mistake with this one. This is Ultra MAGA country. We like Ultra MAGA even better.
The gas, the war, all that.
On that subject, I'm going to change my mind. You feel me? Just like that. Look, real quick on the nigga real quick. You feel me?
The purpose that we've set out to accomplish and the progress we've made, I think, is critical.
The progress he made. The nigga said the progress he made in what? Fucking up the country? If you talking about fucking up the country, you done great. When you got other countries, Australia, India, doing shows about your dumb ass, oh yeah, you fucked up the country. They asking questions about our country. They asking questions about your sanity. They asking questions about your decision making, right? They asking questions about your son. They asking questions about your brother. They asking questions about or borders. They asking questions about all kind of shit under you. What progress have you fucking made when other countries are looking at us bad, won't answer our fucking calls? We losing money.
Today, thanks to the economic plan and the vaccination plan that my administration put in action.
An economic plan. What economic plan? The economic plan was tied up to the Wuhan plan. If you didn't get the Wuhan, your ass wasn't getting employment. Simple as that. That was your economic plan. If you don't get the Wuhan, you don't get no employment. And we forget to get the motherfuckers who don't work free money. Spending is his economic plan. Not saving, spending. That's not an economic plan.
America has achieved the most robust recovery in modern history. Just 2 years removed from the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. The job market is as strong as it's been.
Look at this nigga. The job market has as strong as it's been, right? But the money in the American dollar ain't strong as it's been, right? Due to inflation. Right? The dollar is not, so you can say job, right? They not counting, they counting the job numbers, right? They not counting the motherfucker gotta pick up 2 and 3 jobs, right? Just to make a living. They're not counting them people. Jobs is increasing, the jobs are growing. You still not reaching the job numbers. You still way behind.
Since just after World War II. We've got more evidence of that today. We learned in May the economy 1,000 new jobs.
Unfilled jobs.
Right. I've been telling you about the new jobs, right? The new jobs are getting filled. And they're not getting filled by human beings. They're getting filled by robots, and at an alarming rate. Like I said, they got a taxi that don't need a driver. They just released it in San Francisco, right? So Uber drivers are about to be pushed out of fucking business, right? So you're an Uber driver, a delivery driver, and guess what? Trucks are next. So if you're a truck driver, guess what? Your job is gone, right? If you're a waitress, guess what? Your job is already leaving. If you stock shelves or something like that, guess what? Your job is next. The robots are coming to take your shit.
unfilled jobs, and the robots are there waiting to take them. We know this because investment in robots increased 40% in the first quarter of this year and was up by more than 20% for all of last year.
They buying robots instead of renting humans. They buying robots. Joe Biden didn't tell you about the jobs that's never going to be replaced again. He not telling you about that part of the economy. The economy is doing good. Job numbers is going up. No, nigga, robots is finna take our jobs. If not, the immigrants are.
The total since I took office to 8.7 million new jobs, an all-time record.
As businesses, large and small, increasingly look to automation as the way to deal with their labor shortage and as a way to cut costs overall.
Labor shortages and cut costs. Joe Biden talking about the labor market is great when you got businesses finding alternatives to workers. The police, these are robot police officers. They got robot police officers. These are robot. They in Huntington Park in L.A. They got robot police, RTDTs around, RT-do-tools around this motherfucker, The robots are taking their jobs.
Because those darn pesky humans are just more expensive over the long haul than robots.
Since I took office, families are carrying less debt. Their average savings are up. A recent survey...
Savings are up. That's a damn lie. They spending, they saving. Credit card transactions are up. People are going into their savings. People are getting credit and paying for shit now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, going to pay for shit later that they need now. They going into their savings.
From the Federal Reserve found that more Americans feel financially comfortable than any time since the survey began.
This nigga said more Americans feel financially comfortable. Have this nigga read the polls? 76% of Americans don't believe you're doing a good job on the economy. How in the fuck is we feeling comfortable? Vanessa not feeling comfortable. James not feeling comfortable. Beth Roberts not feeling comfortable. Tom not feeling comfortable. None of the millionaires on the channel is feeling comfortable. How the fuck is people feeling comfortable?
2013.
The sort of bubble that we're in of the stock market, we see the stock market's up and it's high and it's doing okay. And Americans clearly are hurting by this inflation and by supply shortages. Right. And that has turned their views sharply negative. I expected to see negative numbers. I didn't expect to see some of the worst polling numbers that we've registered in the 13 years that I've been doing this every quarter.
But Joe Biden said it's the best numbers that they've been taking since 2013. But you got the worst polling. I don't understand. He lied right in your face. More people feel comfortable under my administration for job security any time in history since the polls have been took. No, nigga. That's a lie.
But what we know from past industrial revolutions is that once jobs go away, they seldom come back. And so that's going to be a real issue, even as we work through the current labor shortage, and we will. Right now, many of those jobs are going to or heading toward robots, and those robots will keep them.
The robots will keep them. Them human jobs are gone. Store clerks, restaurants, stock boys, Uber drivers, truck drivers. Them jobs are slowly but surely leaving the job market. What you gonna do?
Because they know that you will not be back.
That confidence and comfortability is part of the reason why Americans applied to start more new small businesses last year than ever before in American history.
More small businesses ever before than any time in history. But small businesses is getting killed. Small businesses getting killed. Joe Biden talking about small. They got to start small businesses, but the small businesses is getting killed. The product is high. Their prices got to be high, and people not making money to buy them, and they can't hire workers to help them because it'll cut into their profit. So how in the hell are small businesses winning right now? Big businesses not even winning.
Small businesses around the country are thriving, but the truth is, while some are doing well, a lot of small businesses are having a difficult time right now, not because of COVID, as Democrats might like you to think, but because of inflation.
And because of our historically strong growth, we have strengthened Medicare and
this nigga said historically. Historic mean history. Historic growth.
Social Security programs that millions of American families rely on.
In a recent survey from the National Federation of Independent Business, 62% of small businesses reported that inflation is having a substantial impact on their businesses, and 84% reported that they are experiencing lower business earnings due to inflation.
Lower business. How is he talk about the businesses, the small businesses thriving, right? People creating small businesses, but he ain't talking about the problems they having doing inflation. It's quick to throw the numbers out. It's good to throw the numbers out, right? Oh, we got this many jobs. But he not telling you the backside of this shit, right? He not telling you the real, the facts, right? Throw the sugar out, but leave the shit in the bathroom in the toilet, right? You gotta cover. You gotta talk about the sugar and the shit. He gonna leave the shit out.
In fact, America is in a stronger economic position today than just about any other country in the world.
And so in the name of COVID relief,
Sergeant Mo said he the press secretary. That's a code name. I got you, Sergeant Mo, the press secretary. Sergeant Mo got that title, the press secretary. I gotta bring Sergeant Mo on. We're gonna do a show. Sorry, we're gonna start bringing guests on again. Don't even trip, right?
they pushed through a massive partisan $1.9 trillion piece of legislation filled with unnecessary spending and handouts to Democrat interest groups. And the result was entirely predictable. The definition of inflation is too many dollars chasing too few goods and services. And that was exactly the situation that Democrats helped create.
By spending. Spending. No earning, no creating, spending. Hell yeah, you're going to drive the deficit down with spending. You drive any deficit down with spending, but the people are going broke by spending.
Democrats flooded the economy with unnecessary government money, and the economy overheated as a result.
Independent experts have projected that the U.S. economy could grow faster than China's economy this year. That hasn't happened since 1976.
Our economy growing faster than China. Well, China on lockdown. China locking motherfuckers down, right? China putting signs on doors and closing down whole countries, right? So China on lockdown. It's not a hell of a job to do better than China right now. Hell, Russia probably doing better than China right now. Mexico could be doing better than China right now in some areas. Huh? Our economy is growing faster than China's for the first time since 1976.
Nearly one half century ago.
And there's no clear end in sight. It's small wonder that after months and months of high inflation and anti-growth policies from the Biden administration, our economy shrank in the first quarter of this year.
But Joe Biden said it grew. Our shit grew. Well, the people say it shrank. Now, if you talk to the people, right, the people not in no way going to believe the economy grew, right? When you can't even have a supply chain that delivers shit on time, how in the hell is the economy growing? When it's more homeless people this year, right, than it was in the last 3 years combined. How in the fuck, right? People losing jobs, people losing money, people losing houses, people losing property, closing down businesses. How would Joe Biden say the world is growing and it's the best ever? The economy is the best ever. Job market is the best ever. Small business is the best ever.
The point is this. We've laid an economic foundation that's historically strong.
In short, the Biden administration is creating a recipe for sustained high energy costs and a lot more pain for American businesses and families.
And now we're moving forward to a new moment where we can build on that foundation, build a future of stable, steady growth so we can bring down inflation without sacrificing all the historic gains we've made.
Historic gains. He's going to bring down inflation, right? without interfering with all the historic gains he made. What historic gains? Right? What historic gains have we made? We ain't even got enough money in the rescue plan to protect the kids. What historical gains have we made? You still talking about we need money for Build Back Better plans, right? What historic gains have we made? If we still need trillions of dollars for your plan, we still need trillions, right? You still trying to get money, but the economy has never done better than it's ever been. But we still need money. The economy is booming. Small business is booming. But we still need money. We still need taxing. We still need this bill. We still need the stimulus. We still need all this old shit. But the economy is perfect.
And I'll work with anyone, Democrat, Republican, Independent, to deliver real solutions and real savings for the American people. Not take money out of their pockets. Now, the other element I'd like to address that has impacts on inflation is to lower the deficit. The reason this matters to families is because reducing the deficit is another way to ease inflation.
Reducing the deficit, that's not going to ease inflation. There's nothing about the deficit is going to ease inflation. There's nothing about the deficit is going to do anything about the gas, anybody think about the food, right? Or anything about transportation. Nothing. Damn a deficit. I mean, Trump, the video that Sergeant Mo sent me, right? And some of the main things I've been getting on the streets, right, is under Trump, people have more money. Right? And damn how you saying the economy is doing, and damn a debt is how the people feel. People feel that under Trump, they had more money. And you can't tell the people that they have a better economy now. They don't feel it. That's the number one thing that everybody says about Donald Trump. He knows how to get money. Well, under Donald Trump, I had more money. That's the number one thing everybody says on the street, especially black people. Under Trump, I had more money. Under Trump, I was more financially secure. Under Joe Biden, I'm uncertain. I don't know when the gas going to go up. I don't know when the food going to go up. I don't know if we're going to go on lockdown. I don't know if we're going to have to wear some shit on our face. I don't know if we have to put some shit on our arm. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you're going to tax the rich. I don't know if you're going to tax the poor. I don't know nothing about this Build Back Better plan. Right? I don't know nothing about this. I don't know nothing about nothing. Neither do anybody else. But under Donald Trump, black people knew they had money. And when you fuck with black people money, they get mad. And Joe Biden is fucking with black people money.
With the expiration of the CARES Act, $2.5 trillion, and the fact that we didn't do another American Rescue Plan, $2 trillion, we took some real deficit increasing legislation off the books.
Right? The only reason why Joe Biden didn't create debt is because they took major debt bills off the book, like the Build Back Better plan. That would cost $5 trillion. You think Joe Biden would have been able to say, right, that he lowered the budget if he would have passed a $5 trillion Build Back Better plan? You think that would have lowered the budget? Think about this. The only reason why he said he can take the credit for lowering the budget is because he didn't take because all these Build Back Better plans and all this shit was taken off the books. Because there's no way possible these things would have got passed, right? And you wouldn't have added to the debt. That's what it was for. It was added to the debt. $5 trillion to the debt. Stupid. I'm the only president in the world that didn't increase the debt. That's because the Republicans didn't let you. But he want to take credit for it. This is your president.
My friends on the Republican side like to paint me as the big spender. But let's look at the facts.
That's made the deficit look a lot smaller. He didn't really do anything. He was there while it happened.
Facts matter. Under my predecessor, the deficit exploded. razzing every single year he was in office. Under my plan, we're on track to cut the federal deficit this year by $1.7 trillion. Hear me now?
But it's not like his administration went out and said, okay, we're going to have a big tax increase or we're going to do $400 billion of spending cuts. They've done neither.
This year by $1.7 trillion. That's a fact. Because unlike my predecessor, the deficit has come down both years I've been here. I propose a plan to keep shrinking that deficit.
So they've really just been around as the deficit naturally improved.
Right? So it was going to naturally improve. And without them high-ass spending bills, right? And Donald Trump, if he wouldn't have had to spend all that money to fight the Wuhan, right? His shit would have went down, right? But Lord, the devil said by 1.7 trillion. Well, you wouldn't have done it if you would have got the Build Back Better plan would have added 5.3 trillion. You wouldn't have got it back. You would just happen to be there. Why nobody's passing? Why there's no bills being passed that add debt? That add money to the debt. Right? There's nothing being passed. So you're just there. You're just there. You're just there. That's it. No bills are being passed to put us in debt. There's no Build Back Better plan being put up in there. There's no extra stimulus being put up in there. There's nothing being put up in there, right? They put us in debt. So, of course, we're going to lower the debt because we're not adding to it. Common sense. But he wanted to take credit for it.
Easy feeling that swept over big tech. The NASDAQ down 25% year to date, and layoffs appear to be on the way for many of the big winners over the past few years.
Right? The big winners are getting laid off. Not even the small people are getting laid off, but the big winners are getting laid off. The Fortune 500 companies are getting laid off. So if they getting laid off, what you think about the lower man on the lower bottom totem of the totem pole? What you think gonna happen to him? If the people that was making these financial record gains are getting laid off at record numbers, Tesla and everybody's landing people off Facebook, Amazon, Bitcoin, they land their workers off. But the economy is great. And the rich people who you talking about, well, we're going to get well-paying jobs and all this other shit, they getting laid off. Who sent me a donation? Buffalo Soldier in the house. Black, how you doing, man? What's up, Buffalo Soldier? Good looking out on the donation, Buffalo Soldier. But Buffalo, this is what I'm trying to ask. Like, if the Fortune 500 companies are getting laid off, Buffalo, what chance do the average nigga who the robot finna take job have? What chance we have to make a living, to provide for his family? He gonna have to turn to the government and get them handouts, because guess what? The robots is taking your jobs. And if not, right, these people with these Fortune 500 degrees, they finna come and get them, because guess what? They gotta eat too.
Billionaire twins Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss plan to lay off 10% of the staff at their cryptocurrency company Gemini Trust.
Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi saying in an internal letter that the ride-hailing giant will be hardcore about costs and treat hiring as a, quote, privilege. Uber shares down 45% year to date. Netflix, Amazon, Meta, all down more than 30%. And the question looming over the entire sector is really, who will be the first to make some drastic cuts?
Is that sick?
Everybody's getting fired. Everybody's taking cuts. Billionaires.
Our big story tonight, a major shakeup at Tempe-based Carvana. The company announcing it is laying off 2,500 employees.
That amounts to about 12% of its workforce.
We aren't likely to see the kind of blockbuster job reports month after month like we had over this past year. But that's a good thing.
I mean, we did see it when Meta had its hiring freeze. A lot of us were wondering who's next.
Right? Joe Biden saying it's good. We got inflation, right? It's good that we got a job freeze, right? It's good that the numbers are not going to go back up to them historic rates he was talking about. But he's not telling you why. That's because people are getting fired. People are getting let go. The hiring boom is over. Aha! Aha! Production is down. It's over. Say good night. The party's over. Huh? Now they got to go. Last to come, first to go.
I mean, Business Insider came out with this chart showing that based on some of the double down on hiring that some of these companies did, these may be some of the ones who are most likely and most primed to end up having some layoffs.
Moody's did analysis of my detailed analysis of my tax plan and my economic plan. They said, I will in 4 years, Moody's, Wall Street, said I will create 18.6 million new jobs, good paying jobs, number one.
I mean, we saw, if you compare that hiring spree in terms of the ones that could be next, they were looking at perhaps Shopify, DocuSign, Netflix, Zoom, Block. I mean, if you take a look at Amazon, for example, and the sort of employment change you saw versus the stock change, at least they're down a little bit, down 37% there. But look at that hiring chart. That could mean that some Amazon staff could be expecting perhaps some layoffs to come, given the huge amount of hiring that Amazon did.
Huh? The huge amount of hiring Amazon did. Now they got to let a huge amount of people go. Other than good paying jobs. Huh? Joe Biden's not talking about people losing good paying jobs. Amazon, Uber, Bitcoin, Tesla. Huh? Everybody letting go 12% of their company. Everybody, all the billionaires letting go 12% of their company. 12% of their workers. Think of how many Fortune 500 companies are they? And all of them all of them profit is going down. Right? In order to maintain a profit, they gotta let motherfuckers go. And guess who's gonna take them jobs? The robots gonna take them jobs, and they're not coming back. Oh my goodness.
Number two, and I'll increase, the GDP will grow by $1 trillion more than it would under Trump, and 7 million more jobs than under Trump. And the reason is when you allow people to get back in the game and have a job, everything moves. Everything moves.
Not everything falling. Everything falling, including the millionaires' jobs.
Right now, you got the opposite.
So a lot of companies, still not out of the woods yet. Look at Shopify there. They had 100% in terms of their hiring change, but look at the difference in their stock price, down 76%. Obviously, at some point, they're going to have to try and stop the bleeding and make some kind of cuts in order to stay profitable. And you have to think it's likely going to come from the workforce.
They're gonna have to cut way more than 10%, right? They're gonna have to cut like 30%. People are losing their jobs.
The greatest economy in the history of the world with virtually no inflation. We had no inflation.
You're going to raise the corporate tax. You're going to raise taxes on the wealthy. Is it wise to do even that when the economy is as weak as it is right now? Another 900,000 people.
That's a great question.
Pittsburgh Rick say, Joe Tato got to go. You damn right, Joe Tato got to go. Right? He fucking up the country. Pittsburgh, he fucking up the country. Shout out to Pittsburgh Rick on the donation. Right? But look at this, Pittsburgh Rick. Like Donald Trump said, we had no inflation. We was perfect, Pittsburgh. We was perfect. Now look at us. We fucked, uncertain. And he keep on telling us, it's not going to get any better. It's a Putin price hike. Putin this, Putin that. It's not going to get any better. Huh? The war is going to last longer. Ain't nobody negotiating. We're going to send more weapons over there. And it's going to cost you. Most inflations or most recessions start after a war. After an event. This is war. This is an event. This is what happens. You can't fuck up the country any more than Joe Biden is doing when you had the ball handed to you at the 1 yard line.
We had energy, we had cheap gasoline, we had cheap electricity. Everything was so good. All they had to do is go to the beach and relax.
That's all you have to do, Pittsburgh Rick. Go to the beach and relax. Huh? But Joe Biden fucked up the country.
By writing the tax code, you got billionaires in this country making $700 billion during this crisis. $700 billion.
Feud with Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. It all started with this tweet from President Biden, in which he wrote that the wealthiest corporations should, quote, pay their fair share to bring down inflation. That prompted Bezos to weigh in, writing the president is conflating two separate issues and misleading the American people.
How in the hell millionaires paying their fair share gonna create jobs? How in the hell millionaires, right? They cutting 10% of their employees now, right, to save money, right? What are you gonna do if you tax them, right, at an unbelievable rate? What do you think is gonna happen to the other workers if they got to cut them because profits going down now? More people are gonna lose their jobs. Biden not telling you that. Make them pay their fair share if you want. Huh? Because you have to have profit, right, to pay employees. You can't have more employees than you have profit. You got to cut somewhere. Sometimes you got to close shit down. Maybe you close down a store. Certain things, if you close down a store, people lose their jobs. If you cut people lose their jobs. If you shrink people lose their jobs. But something got to happen because you can't keep on at the same profit rate, right, and remain in business. So if some of these companies are losing profits of 76%, 30%, you want to tax them an extra business tax, then they're going to lose 50% profit? People got to go. Huh? These are the billionaires telling you this. Joe Biden know nothing about business. Hunter know more about business than he do. But if you like Bezos said, you're conflicting two different things. You're saying the billionaires need to pay their fair share, so inflation to go down. So the main reason why inflation is up is because the millionaires not paying their fair share. They are most of these millionaires are private industry owners, right? They hire more people than anybody, any company on the fucking earth, or any government business on fucking earth, right? But you want to cut into their profits even more than they're hurting right now. What is that going to do? What is the trickle down effect on that? Less workers, less profit, less money, chasing less goods. Not more money chasing more goods that put people into inflation. When you come out of inflation, it's less money chasing less goods. Because people don't have that pandemic no more, so they ain't spending like they used to. Things have got more expensive because it's less of it. Less meat, less furniture, less housing, less cars, less everything. At first, it was more money, right? More production, more supplies. Now all that shit cut off. Huh? Who was that sending nigga donation? Pittsburgh, bring President 45 back. You damn right, Pittsburgh. Bring 45 back. Everybody say that, Pittsburgh. I'm hitting the street. I'm pretty sure when I hit the streets today, right, and do this video, I'm going to bring some Donald Trump in Pittsburgh. And some people going to say we need Trump back. Back in business.
Yeah, and now Elon Musk is joining Jeff Bezos in criticizing President Biden about
soaring government inflation soaring government spending igniting inflation. Watch Elon Musk here.
Printed a zillion amount of more money than it had, obviously. So it's like the government can't just, have issue checks far in excess of revenue without there being inflation.
Huh? You can't issue the checks without being inflation. All them goods chasing all them products. Now all them products is gone along with all that damn money. Inflation. Nobody saved. Donald Trump, Joe Biden talked saving. People saved and the IRS and the Treasury saved. People are saving money. No, they're not. They're spending money they don't really have. Coming out of this pandemic, some pent up energy, some spend up whatever you might want to call it. They need to get out. They need to shop. They need to eat. They need to travel. They need to visit. They need to redo. They need to refinance. Right? Because people getting back to life. They got to buy school clothes, school supplies. Right? They got to buy things for their job. They got to buy things for their work. They got to buy things for their business. So, of course, business is going to be booming in every direction because a lot of small businesses and a lot of people need to buy things that they needed, that they didn't have when they was going through the pandemic. Probably for their small business. Probably for their house. So, a lot of booming was going on. Guess what? It's fading out now. People are starting to I'm going to do this last traveling right here during this summer or during the 4th of July or doing this Memorial Day, right? But after that, I'm not doing no more traveling. I'm going to start saving. Everybody going to take that one trip to get out their system. After that, they're saving. Because under Joe Biden, you don't know what the fuck is going to happen. Pittsburgh Rick. Huh, Pittsburgh? You don't know. What's going to be next. But you have to prepare. And if you don't prepare, you're going to be fucked up. And I don't think a lot of black people in my community is preparing because they don't know. They don't hear these messages with Donald Trump. They don't hear these messages that the conservatives say. They don't hear the lies. They don't hear the fact checking on Joe Biden. They don't hear none of that. So they only get half the truth. They probably believe some of the shit Joe Biden say, right? Because they don't have nothing to compare it against. Because they don't watch nothing conservative, right? And I don't prove that today.
The best borders. Biden created the worst inflation in more than 50 years, and it's going to go much higher.
Nobody making less than $400,000 will pay a penny more in tax under my proposal.
That's a promise.
That's a guarantee, a promise. I give you my word as a Biden. That's an absolute guarantee.
Giving somebody your word as a Biden really ain't shit. Because the whole Biden tree is fucked up. I wouldn't trust a Biden far as I can throw their ass.
It's costing families more than $6,000 a year. That's bigger than any tax increase ever proposed.
You say Elon Musk about his feeling about the economy. Jamie Dimon has said similar things.
Well, let me tell you, while Elon Musk is talking about that, Ford is increasing.
Feeling about the economy. Jamie Dimon has said similar things.
Well, let me tell you, while Elon Musk is talking about that, Ford is increasing their investment overwhelmingly. I think Ford is increasing the investment in building new electric vehicles, 6,000 new employees, union employees, I might add, in the Midwest.
Union employees, they added Ford, right, who we've been promoting for years, have added, right, to their employee, right? While other like Google and Facebook and Uber and Bitcoin, they've been losing. So the people you promote win and gain money and through the policies that you're trying to create, and the people against your policies who not paying their fair share is losing money and losing workers and losing employees. But everything you push for is gaining employees. How was that, Joe?
The former Chrysler Corporation, Stellantis, they are also making similar investments in electric vehicles. Intel is adding 20,000 new jobs for making computer chips. You know, lots of luck in his trip to the moon. I mean,
velocity of money held constant. Various countries have tried this experiment multiple times. It's not like, oh, I wonder what happens if this is done. Yeah. Have you seen Venezuela? This administration it doesn't seem to get a lot done. The Trump administration, leaving Trump aside, there were a lot of people in the administration who were effective at getting things done. The real president is whoever controls the teleprompter.
The real president who's ever controlled the teleprompter, right? And like he said, putting Trump aside, even if you put Trump aside, you still had a lot of people in this administration doing shit. Hell, Ivanka Trump was doing shit with kids and victims of child abuse and women's rights and stuff like that. She was doing a lot of stuff. Mike Pompeo was doing a lot of stuff, right? Hell, Mike Pence was doing a lot of stuff, right? Like, it was lots of people in the Biden and the Trump administration was doing lots of shit. Eric Kushner was doing a lot of shit. Right? Kanye West was doing a lot of shit. The fucking Kardashians was doing a lot of shit. Everybody was doing a lot of shit, right? You had black people doing a lot of shit. Tim Scott was doing a lot of shit. Right? Even the people who didn't like Trump was doing a lot of shit. Right? But under Joe Biden, ain't nobody doing shit. The generals ain't doing shit. The vice president ain't doing shit. Right? The press, the White House press secretary ain't doing shit. Right? You got nobody doing shit in the Biden administration, but he want to get credit. He want to get credit for shit he say he's done to help America out of this inflation, to help America create businesses, to help America have healthy families. He want to take credit for all that shit.
I've laid out a plan to lower rent and mortgage costs.
You heard that? I laid out a plan. I laid out a plan to lower rent and mortgage costs.
I've laid out a plan to lower the cost of high-speed internet.
I lowered out. He always lowering some shit, huh? He always lowering.
What's the teleprompter?
I lowered this. I lowered that. You ain't lowered shit.
Sure.
I've laid out a plan to lower rent and mortgage costs. I've laid out a plan to lower the cost of high-speed internet by working with the 20 leading internet service providers to cut their prices and raise their speeds.
Wow. How much money is that going to save some people? Cut down price. You can get internet for dirt cheap. The lower down internet price and cut their speeds. Right? Wow. You've been working with internet companies in the Build Back Better plan? What good is that going to do? Look, out of people, top 100, right, problems in the world, right? I don't think internet speed is one of them. I'm just saying. We got war, we got guns, we got crime, we got murder, we got baby food need to be delivered. We got all kinds of problems. The border, we got 100 different problems. You going here talking about some motherfucking internet speed, nigga? Internet speed? That's what we're talking about? Really? I'm going to put this is going to help America. I'm going to make the internet faster. How's that going to help me with rent, nigga? Pittsburgh, I did that, Joe Biden. I got them stickers too. I did that, Joe Biden. I got them, Pittsburgh Rick. But how's internet speed going to help me with rent? How's internet speed going to help me with food? How's internet speed going to help me with gas? How's internet food going to help me with my savings? For him to get on national TV, right, and talk about one of his biggest accomplishments in negotiating with internet companies is lowering the prices of internet and picking up the speed. If that's one of his biggest accomplishments, we are fucked.
For tens of millions of households, this could lower what they have to pay for high-speed internet by $50 a month or more.
By 50, high-speed internet only costs about $25 When the fuck did you buy? It's so much competition with high-speed internet, right? That people are trying to get internet. They're giving high-speed internet for a little bit of nothing. Phone companies, cable companies, right? You get high-speed internet on your fucking telephone to hook up to your computer, your house computer. Right? For about $25. Right? This nigga on here talking about he doing negotiation with internet companies so we can save $50 a month for a family. Nigga! Most people use their internet outside the house anyway, on their phone. Stupid. Huh? It's very seldom people use their internet in the house. They use their house internet mostly on basic shit. But most of them use it in their car, at work, on their lunch break, right? While shopping, while walking, right? Most people use their internet then, while taking a shit, whatever. Most people use their internet then. When at the house, they probably watching TV or cooking or cleaning or fucking or sucking or drinking or smoking or, you know what I'm saying, or whatever they may be doing. Watching cable. Right? The internet is hooked up, you know what I'm saying? You hop on a computer or something like that to watch movies or something. You know, kids want to, but other than that, most people use the internet outside the house. So who gives a damn about high-speed internet? It's not going to help people make money. That shit is stupid.
I've laid out a plan to lower the cost of everyday goods.
I laid out a plan. He laid out another plan, but he never go into detail. I laid out a plan to lower goods. I laid out a plan. How many plans? Somebody need to lay his ass out with a brick. Huh? I laid out a plan.
Move through our supply chains to stores and families' doorsteps.
What doesn't make sense?
Okay, you move supply chains. What about the baby formula then, nigga? What about the baby milk?
I can't for the life of me figure out is why it took so long to investigate in the first place. Why did so much time pass before the FDA took serious action to investigate this contamination in baby formula?
There's no question. It's not that it's just not a good.
Well, I'm asking the question: why did it take so much time?
For example,
I don't know. It's not. They can't even tell you. The Biden administration can't even tell you why it took so much time to investigate the baby formula so-called hazardous health.
At the State of the Union, I called on Congress to crack down on foreign-owned shipping companies that have raised their prices to transport goods by as much as 1,000%.
He said transport they good. Well, if they got less workers, Joe, right? If they got more restrictions, Joe, right? If gas prices is higher, Joe, if production costs is higher, Joe, if material costs is higher, Joe, what do you think they're supposed to do? Leave their prices the same? It costs more money to make a damn hot dog nowadays. Right? The ketchup costs more. The hot dog costs more. The buns cost more. The relish costs more. The mustard costs more. And the onions cost more. It costs more to make a hot dog. Right? So if it's 50 cents more to make one single hot dog, you want the hot dog vendor to keep his hot dog price the same? Or do he got to raise his hot dog by 75 cents to make a profit? If he raises it to 50 cents, he just basically breaking even. Right? If he keep it the same, he have to sell more hot dogs, right? Then he previously sold to make up for the loss, or he going out of business. He in the catch motherfucking 22. Keep the price the same and sell more hot dogs, or raise the prices up and sell less hot dogs and stay in business, hopefully.
That very first case, you have to collect samples.
No, I'm asking why it took 6 months to take serious action.
Because there are systemic issues that need to be corrected. It's clearly laid out.
Do you have a plan to do that?
Yes.
And when can we see it?
When can you see the plan?
To correct these problems, yes.
We have a plan, but a complete plan written out, we'll have to get to you as soon as we can.
We got a plan, but we don't have a complete plan right now. Do you have a plan to accomplish this? Yes. Where's the plan? Well, we have a plan, but it's not like a plan, but it's a plan. And we're going to get back to you on a plan that we just told you we had. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not a plan yet.
I can't give you an exact date right now.
And my plan does all this without raising a penny in taxes on people making less than $400,000 a year. And without raising the deficit at all. The point is this. I'm doing everything I can on my own to help working families during this stretch of higher prices.
That nigga said he's doing everything on his own. Did you hear that? Did anybody catch that? Did anybody catch that but me, right? This nigga said, I'm doing everything on my own. Nobody helping you. No one's helping you. I'm doing everything on my own.
The point is this. I'm doing everything I can on my own to help.
I'm doing everything I can on my own. Okay.
Help working families during this stretch of higher prices.
You know, it's like the path to power is the path to the teleprompter.
And look, we can debate what's happened in terms of Build Back Better and all these other plans.
I've been very clear that fighting inflation is my top economic priority. On Tuesday, I spoke about one element of my inflation plan, giving the Federal Reserve the space they need to operate.
But isn't so much of what's facing Americans today is a product of inflation and, frankly, a product of the Federal Reserve?
A product of inflation and a product of Federal Reserve. See, fake news want to blame it on the Federal Reserve, talking about the Federal Reserve ain't doing their job to stop inflation. But Joe Biden created the inflation. They didn't, I mean, it wasn't no inflation under Donald Trump. Donald Trump never complained about the Fed stepping in his way or the Fed didn't do their job. He had other complaints, but it wasn't none of them.
You know, I don't think you can use the excuse or the Fed as an excuse. Yes, they partnered with the Biden administration on more stimulus spending. They did really deny the impact or how serious inflation in the labor crisis was, as you recall, despite so many small businesses telling them there's a huge problem here. So, yeah, the Fed is a bad actor in this. But look, Joe Biden came out of the gate, took his eye off COVID.
You had last year, during this pandemic, you had the wealthiest billionaires in the world, in the nation. They made another $700 billion.
And his policies, if you recall, Andrew, made the labor crisis work because two of his major policies actually discouraged Americans from reconnecting to work. And if made permanent, would cause about 1.5 million Americans to exit the workforce.
And some of them not getting them jobs back, right? Exit the workforce, right? It's going to be robots taking them jobs. Come back if you want to. R2-D2 will be there. The Terminator going to be there. Huh?
As we need them. So I don't think they can pass this off to the Fed.
$700 billion. He talks about a V-shaped recovery. It's a K-shaped recovery. Today, I'd like to address the two additional elements of my plan to tackle inflation. One, bringing down the cost of everyday goods for families. If you're on the top,
bringing down the price of everyday goods of family. How you going to do that? When you say the meat market is price gouging, the private sector is price gouging and stuff like that. How you gonna bring it down, Joe Biden? You don't have that power. You don't control private sector. You can't control the prices. So how are you gonna bring down the prices of everyday Americans? It's impossible. You've been saying that shit for the last 8 months. I'm gonna bring down the prices. I'm gonna talk to the meat companies.
You're going to do very well. And the other thing and if you're in the bottom, or you're in the middle or the bottom, your income is coming down. You're not getting a raise. I don't know what you do. You may get a raise. Hope you're a billionaire. And 2, bringing down the federal deficit at the same time.
Hope you're a billionaire so I can sue your ass. But I want to bring down the federal deficit. He wanted to use that as his main point of emphasis as the economy doing good. He bringing down the federal deficit. Ain't nobody ever talked about bringing down the federal deficit in the last 30 fucking years. They didn't even talk about that in the debate.
Bringing down the cost, here's where we stand. The 2 challenges on the minds of most working families are prices at the pump.
What you think about these high-ass gas prices out here in LA, man?
Oh, this shit crazy, the motherfucker. It's crazy, the motherfucker. Nigga, how these prices
shit
going
crazy than a motherfucker.
That's exactly what the Biden people want.
Penalizing Canadians at the pumps on purpose.
That's not only what the Canadians want. Joe Biden want. That's also what the Canadians want. The Canadians in the United States running hand in hand with guns and gas and inflation and lockdowns and all that shit. It's like they brother and sister.
That's because he wants to end Canada's energy sector, and so he's quite happy when gas prices soar.
I've said it 100 times on your show. The Biden people want high gas prices because they are so obsessed with climate change. They think the way to save the planet is to make the gas price higher and higher and higher so nobody can drive their car.
And prices at the grocery store. Both of these challenges have been directly exacerbated by Putin's war in Ukraine.
Okay, do you believe all that shit about gas is only high because we have war?
Hell no.
The fact is, a carbon tax does nothing but increase the cost of gas and everything else. But still, the Prime Minister wants it because he wants high gas prices, and he doesn't care that it's hurting Canadians.
This is orchestrated. This didn't happen by accident.
This was deliberate. This isn't an accident. This isn't an unintended side effect. This is exactly what Joe Biden promised he would do, and it's what he's done.
Isn't it true that Canadians paying excessively high gas prices is exactly what this Prime Minister wants?
Huh? It's what Joe Biden wants, and it's what the Prime Minister of Canada wants. How is it that the Republicans over here is saying the same thing the conservatives over in Canada is saying? And the liberals over there is saying the same thing the liberals are saying over here. The exact same thing.
The price of gas is up $1.40 since the beginning of the year when Putin began amassing troops at the Ukrainian border.
If you look at when Biden was sworn in, gas nationally was $2.09 a gallon. On that first day, what does Biden do? He cancels the Keystone Pipeline. Boom, day one.
This is a Putin price hike.
What the hell, nigga? I can't even pay my rent no more.
Nigga, they talking about raising the gas up about another $1, nigga, during the summer, nigga. $8 a gallon.
Another motherfucking dollar.
Another $1, nigga.
What does he do after that? January 27th, a week later. He halts all new oil and gas leases on federal land, both onshore and offshore. Federal land, onshore and offshore, comprises roughly 25% of U.S. oil and gas production. Next, February 19th, he rejoins the Paris Climate Agreement. Notice what's happening to the price.
Putin's war has raised the price of food because Ukraine and Russia are 2 of the world's major breadbaskets for wheat and corn.
Next, May 7th, 2021, Biden takes 30% of land off limits to oil and gas.
I mean, this is an attack on the oil industry. We didn't know all of this. We knew some of it, but we didn't know all the extent. It's day by day. It's a timeline. He slowly destroyed the oil industry piece by motherfucking piece, slowly but surely. Huh? These are his policies. He talking about there's nothing I could do about the gas. There's nothing I could do about oil. Well, you done went to war with the oil industry and done canceled policies, fracking, drilling, all kind of shit. Pipelines, production. Yes, it's on Joe Biden.
Price keeps going up.
It's already $7 around this motherfucker.
Man, come on, man. In a minute, we finna all be on bus, nigga.
June 1st, he halts drilling in ANWR, the incredibly petroleum-rich section of Alaska with vast reserves, very small portion of Alaska, he shuts it down. Price keeps going up.
And look, I understand that families who are struggling probably don't care why the prices are up.
We don't. We don't care about no Vladimir Putin price hike. We don't care about that. Our pockets are hurting. Kids are hungry. People are getting evicted. Rent is late. Savings gone. Gas is high. Businesses are small businesses are losing. They're in crisis. We don't want to hear your excuses, Joe Biden. You done all these policies to kill the oil industry. Now you want to talk about, I feel your pain. Well, if you feel our pain, why in the fuck you kill all these oil industries? Why in the fuck you do all this killing leases and war on oil and ending fracking and trying to promote this green energy and this electric car shit? Huh? You done this purposely.
June 30th. Congress reverses the Trump natural gas regulations. October 7th. Biden reverses the Trump NEPA regulations. October 29th, Interior begins the, quote, social cost of carbon designed, again, to drive gas prices up.
Huh? You driving gas prices up. This is a timeline. These are days. These are facts. These are policies. Right? All these are driving gas line. This is way before the Vladimir Putin price hike, right? These are things that happened before, and we felt them way before a Vladimir Putin price hike.
They just want them to go down. Joe, what are you going to do to bring them down?
And then February 24th, Russia invades Ukraine.
I've been up front with the American people from the outset that there would be a cost here at home of Putin's decision to brutally and savagely invade a sovereign nation.
And by the way, Biden is trying to blame Putin for the increase. And listen, Putin bears some responsibility for that increase, but he doesn't bear responsibility for all of this.
We finna be on bus, nigga. We finna be on horseback. Where the horses at, nigga?
Well, I don't know about no motherfucking horseback. You know what I mean? We ain't getting on no motherfucking bus. We gonna hustle a little harder. That's all I can say.
But as your president, I remain committed to doing everything in my power to blunt the impact on American families. That's exactly what I'm doing.
November 15th, a moratorium on oil drilling in the Chaco Canyon.
I led the world to coordinate the largest release of global oil reserves in history.
And he's proud of that. He's proud of releasing the most oil in the United States history. He's proud of that. He also emptied the most oil in the United States history. And who got to pay for that? You. Huh? Who gonna pay for that? Taxpayers. You gonna have to pay for that. You paying for it now, and you gonna pay for it later. Double pay.
As a buyback plan to replenish the country's emergency oil reserve. Yesterday, the Energy Department announced a plan where the government would seek bids to buy 60 million barrels of crude oil. That would be the first time since the early 2000s that the Energy Department has acquired large quantities of oil for the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
That's too fucking high. $7 a gallon. What? Niggas think we paying rent on gas. Like, what's up? What's going on with this?
240 million barrels to boost global supply and keep prices from rising even more.
They have to buy the gas to try to replace they bought 60 million barrels of gas to try to replace the 240 million that Joe Biden has fit release, is about to release. You got people buying gas. They got to buy gas to replace it. They're taking out loans. Guess what? Who win with this? Who win when an energy company take out loan to buy gas?
It's like, look, if gas go in your holler, what a real nigga gonna start doing? Robbing some shit. Now, I'm gonna let you know for real.
The stockpile has been drained by the war in Ukraine and sales mandated by Congress to raise revenue. It's not a quick fix.
Sales. Congress is selling gas. Huh? Double win. Who winning? The energy sector is buying gas, and Congress is selling gas to the energy sector that the Congress just emptied. Who winning? These motherfuckers genius.
Though the process will take years, and 60 million barrels will only refill about 1/3 of what was released. But it's not just about refilling. The Biden administration hopes the buyback plan will encourage domestic oil production by guaranteeing a source for future demand.
We bought oil that we sold already. These motherfuckers is getting you. It's not about that. We want to promote the sales or encourage the sales of people buying oil. Buy more oil for us so we can put up in the oil reserve for future sales. Now the energy sector got 60 million barrels of oil inside the damn Federal Reserve for oil. Genius!
All of this happened before Putin invaded Ukraine.
He was hating on Donald Trump, but when Donald Trump was in office, gas was at like $3 a gallon, nigga.
Hey, Donald Trump to me was smooth macking, man.
Donald Trump, my nigga.
March 1st, Biden releases oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
As I said, I'm going to continue to use every tool available to me to further blunt those price hikes as we move forward.
I hope somebody hit his ass in the head with a blunt object. I'm doing everything to blunt these prices to make them. What in your toolbox has you been using? Your toolbox is not working, Joe. Every decision you made, foreign and domestic, has been wrong. There has not been any decision, foreign or domestic, that you have gotten right. Not one. Not a single one. Not Afghanistan, not Ukraine, not Mexico, not Iran, not China, not North Korea. Right? You haven't got crime, voting, right? Schools. If you want to go into promises, you ain't got the student debt loan. You haven't got the voter rights. You haven't got the crime bill. You haven't got the police reform. That's on the liberal side, right? Everything you have done has been absolutely wrong for everyone. People on your side and people on this side. We're not talking about no stimulus. Everything that you've done has been wrong.
But the fact is this. There's more than one way to solve this problem. If food and gas prices are going to be elevated by Putin's price hike, one way we can make things a little better for families is by helping them save on other basic items their family needs on a monthly basis.
No, he was smooth. All this shit came up with EBT, not EBT, but EDD, Donald Trump.
Like their utility bills, their internet bills, their prescription drug bills, and other costs like housing.
Oh, if that nigga Donald Trump was in office, I'd be getting some more money.
In the long run, it would help families make America truly energy independent. So in the future, American families are no longer subject to the whims of a dictator, half a world away controlling oil.
Look, do Canadian Justin Trudeau sound like American Joe Biden?
Mr. Speaker, the global pandemic and inflation caused by Vladimir Putin's war on Ukraine has led to rising prices across the country and around the world.
March 21st, the SEC proposes an anti-oil rule. Let's shut off equity.
What do you think about Joe Biden? You know what I'm saying? The job he's been doing.
Now, a big meeting today, as you know, Stuart, I believe it's supposed to be today, this afternoon, between Jerome Powell, who's headed over to the Oval Office to talk about how to solve this inflation problem with the president.
That nigga's a bitch. That nigga's gonna get us all bombed.
By the way, you combine that with the banking regulators that Biden put forth, who are trying to shut off debt. So if you have no equity for drilling oil and gas, and you have no debt for drilling oil and gas, you know what that means? You have no money for drilling oil and gas.
Booty said yes, Biden is a bitch.
And the president came out with 3 ideas over the weekend, all of which are lousy ideas. Number one, he wants more price controls, Stuart, more price controls. We tried that in the 70s. That just causes shortages.
And what happens is the price keeps going up and up and up. And then May 12th, Biden cancels the remaining lease sales.
Number 2, he wants more green energy subsidies, which is what created this crisis in the first place.
Damn, Donald Trump needs to hurry up and come back in office so we can lower these prices so we can get you some chicken for cheap. We need something for cheap. I tell you what, how you doing in recession?
This is decision after decision after decision designed to cause the price to go from $2.09 to $4.48 a gallon.
And number 3, he wants to go after companies for price gouging. I don't remember all this price gouging when Trump was president.
Me neither. I don't remember all this shit when Trump was in president either. I don't remember all this shit when Trump was president. Huh? But for a special, I'm finna go out on the street and I'm finna get these interviews for y'all, right? Like I said, I got a lot of interviews, you know what I'm saying? But I'm finna get some interviews on inflation today. You know what I'm saying? Vanessa said inflation, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go with inflation today. You heard that, Sergeant Mo? We're going with inflation, right? We finna get some questions on what I'm going to ask in the street, right? But these are some of the things I do in the street, right? Some of this shit going to be funny because only I can do this, right? Only this person right here, only this nigga can do this. Can't no other comedian, can't no other news, can't no other network do this and get this kind of footage and going to put this in the skit. Only your boy can do this. I gave you a little something just then, but that was old footage, but you know, but this is something I do like this.
Gas will go down, right?
Yep.
They said under Donald Trump, gas was so cheap that it was free. We were buying that shit $0 a barrel.
When was gas free? In 2000 when? When?
Yeah, 2000 when?
Yeah.
Okay, another question, right? Oh, there goes Maxine Waters. There goes Maxine Waters. We're here, Maxine Waters, y'all.
Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters. She wanna know
Hey.
if she knew who the fuck I was, if she knew I was, she probably cussed me the fuck out if she knew I was. Hey, what would it take for you to vote for Donald Trump if Donald Trump was to run again?
$1 million in a dream house for my kids.
Nigga, he probably don't give you that, nigga. It's gonna be in the next stimulus check.
Yeah, what would it take?
Okay, well, I'm gonna sign you on the list, nigga. We gonna give you the 40 acres in the mule, and we gonna need that vote, nigga.
Okay, we gonna get that vote when it happens. You feel me?
Is the Build Back Better plan?
Out the fancy restaurants and he make
the Build Back Better plan. What is it doing for black people?
Ready to talk to him,
Do
bro.
you know what the Build Back Better
Not
plan
to do
is?
another crime.
Nah, not yet.
He said, man, you niggas and got soft.
Not yet.
Why you saying that?
I said, tired. He was out.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna figure out the next 2 minutes.
Very soft.
I never heard of that.
You know what the Build Back Better plan is?
No.
Okay, so you know.
I'm not familiar with that.
You know, no, it's about human infrastructure. No, human infrastructure is.
No.
Human
Basis of society. What? Basis of society. Human infrastructure.
Man, the IRS is some bullshit ass company too. It's a different entity. The IRS ain't shit. Taxes ain't shit. None of them. Nigga, I said it. Garrett Albert Church. Nigga, what? IRS ain't shit. That he's not black. Black is a color. He's a melanated person. He's a human being. He's not a black. He's not black. We not black and ain't white. That's a color in a fucking coloring book. Back in the days, we should have fought for that stupid ass shit. Is this a word, dog? Black and white? How we get separated from a color? Crayons and shit. You dumb motherfuckers. You dumb motherfucker. Like Kanye West said, nigga, you had a motherfucking choice, nigga.
I be going everywhere, interview barbershops, all kinds of shit. I got shit about racism. I got shit about Hispanics. I got shit about immigration. I got shit about all kinds of shit. I be asking all kinds of questions on the streets, right? I just ain't put them out there because, like I said, I want to put a documentary together on some shit, right, and get all these. But this is test, right? I got cameras, I got microphones. I want to get better audio. You know what I'm saying? I got my microphone and stuff like that, my little Pell microphone. I'll be asking questions on the streets and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I got better audio, right? That was bullshit audio, so these are just like test runs and test drives and stuff like that. You know, I'm not going to put them up because the audio on them. You know, I don't want to put them up, you know, because of audio, right? Sounds in the background, people driving by, it's not good audio, right? So when I get a better audio, which I'm going to get today, you know what I'm saying, hopefully, then we're going to be on, right? So right now, I'm finna talk to y'all later, but I'm finna go hit any questions you want me to ask nigga on the streets, right? Any suggestions y'all want? Let me go in the chat, right? Any suggestions y'all want me to ask niggas on the street about inflation? The topic is inflation, right? Any questions y'all want me to ask? Let me see, I got a pencil or something right here. Y'all know I can go back into the chat, or I can remember it, right? Any questions, Sergeant Mo? Is there any questions somebody want? Whoa, the press secretary, huh? The NPS, the nigga press secretary, my NPS, Sergeant Mo, my NPS. We're gonna have to get these questions because we're gonna be back, Sergeant Mo, tomorrow, Sergeant Mo, with these questions on the street. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to create some kind of game show for the people. You know what I'm saying? My NPS. We're gonna have to create some kind of game show for the people. I have to bring my NPS on here, and we got to read some of the answers off. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't doing nothing tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, we get bored, so I have to bring my NPS on the show, and we're gonna have to give y'all some answers, and we're gonna have to bring a game show or something on. You with the NPS? You with it? Slaphead, you ready? Hey, Slaphead, if I have a show tomorrow, Slaphead, you better bring your ass on. Slaphead, if I bring some guests on, Slaphead, you better bring your dog ass on, and you better hop your ass on the show, Slaphead. Huh? Slaphead, Slaphead is an automatic contestant. You ain't got no choice, Slaphead. Slaphead, get your best outfit on. Put your best haircut on. Get your background ready, because your ass is coming on the show. Huh? I don't know when you're going to get in the soundproof area. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if you ain't even got a show. Yo, you can go on the camera. You can come on here with no damn video. You can come on here with audio. But your ass is coming on, Slaphead. No, we don't want to hear no shit. What is a woman? That's not it. Hey, that's a game show we can do on another day, Slaphead. What is a woman? We're going inflation today. He said, what is a woman? Woo! What is a woman? Ask him about they are getting from the NPS. The NPS say talk about that dick Joe Biden be giving him, the penis. Joe Biden be giving him penis. All no. I don't think it's a funny ass question. Y'all motherfuckers crazy. All right, Slaphead. All right, Sergeant Mo, we finna get on it. Sergeant Mo say he with it. Slaphead say he with it. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna need about two or three more contestants. You know what I'm saying? To compete against Slaphead. You know what I'm saying? In the game show tomorrow. So let me get up out here, give out some free clothes and some free shirts. You know, and do my damn thing. I'm out of this bitch. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Inflation is the topic tomorrow. Thank you for everybody donating, and keep this show